Salutations.
Hey there! Welcome back to Drinking Games. This is episode
9, 10?
something like that. I think it's actually 11.
Episode 11.
Yeah. No, because we did 7 and 8 last night, then 9, 10. Yeah, so we're at 11.
Nice. Making
Counting
progress.
with Drinking Games. I'm actually going to cut that out, so start now.
Welcome
Hi
to
there.
episode 11.
Welcome to episode 11 of Drinking Games. If you are joining us, I did not cut that out, so...
It was a ruse!
Exactly. I had you going there.
Oh, last time you get the jump on me, Petrowski. Oh, thank you for joining me.
Yeah, of course.
I feel a little bit bad that this guy's not fighting back.
Yeah, no, that's kind of Oh, no, he ran at me.
But in our defense, he has something that we want, so
Yeah.
what are we to do? He's basically
Exactly.
twisting our arms.
Exactly.
He is so big that he is at headshot range when he's like 10 feet below you.
Yes. I would like to say, just as life advice, if someone has something you want, you should definitely kill them for it.
Do whatever. I mean, if you can get it without killing them, probably do that, unless there's a risk of them taking it back from you, in which case,
Yeah.
really the cleanest thing to do would just be to kill them for it.
Ah, shit. I threw that a second after you killed me.
Let's see what we
Alright.
got. Whoa, those are some
Ooh.
pistols.
Yo. Hey,
Well.
you know who needs that?
Well, you know who needs this thrusting slapper? That's a fine looking.
Ryan, I'm my own thrusting slapper.
It's a fine looking gun right there.
The Zapper pistol, too. I need to compare those two.
I think the one that you have is better.
I mean, yeah, I'd imagine so, but let's say, yeah, by a lot.
Oh wow, we have 3 slots now. That's nice.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
When we left Sanctuary, or when we got to Sanctuary, technically. I'm gonna
Neato.
take the sniper,
I was
too.
gonna take the. I was gonna take the sniper. You know what? Actually, it makes sense for you to have it. I think.
Right. Alright. Let's see.
No, it looked like we had a gun that was like starred as a mandatory object. What is that all about?
Do we?
I thought I saw one.
I don't have one.
Huh.
Yep.
Oh, maybe it was just marked as favorite.
Ah, that could be. Alright, so... Does 80, that does 59. Wow. Okay, we just moved right up.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting there.
So which way are we headed now?
You're
Toward-
heading in the cave.
Oh, thanks, Joe.
Welcome. Recording?
Yeah.
So I think 2 episodes ago, and also like 8 episodes ago, had mentioned gypsies,
Yes.
and through some stroke of luck, we had never actually gotten to discuss the plight of the gypsy in
Exactly.
Italy.
Because, it's bad luck.
Actually, chronologically, would you like to go first, since you went to Italy, I think, a year or
I don't
two
really
at
have
least, or-
anything to complain about. I mean, they're annoying, but like...
Well, I remember you were telling me about the different tactics of theirs that you'd observed. Like,
yeah, I don't really remember.
I remember you were telling me there was like an old woman who then, if you looked at her hand, it was a completely unwrinkled hand. So she was just like pretending to be old to
Yeah.
get more cash.
In, like, headscarf. Couldn't see the face. Yeah, I do remember that. But...
Which is kind of terrifying. That's almost like, because I mean that's almost like plague doctory or like.
Yeah, I guess you're right there. Hey,
Oh, yeah, I'm on it. Nice.
thank you.
So, there were a few that accosted me during my stay. The one that comes to mind, I'm on it, is she walked up to us and started speaking to us in a language that I did not understand
Uh-huh.
or could even identify. So it's probably like Romanian or something like that.
Okay.
And she seems to be begging for money or asking for a refill in her coffee cup that had coins at the bottom. I don't know how she takes her coffee. And when we said a 2-part response of no and we don't speak whatever that is,
Mm-hmm.
talk American, this is Italy, she would just shake the cup more aggressively and show us pictures of these kids. And so I'm like, oh, I think that if I'm just an asshole right now, maybe she'll understand and leave. So I just started yelling at this poor woman. Just, no, I have no compassion. I don't care if you're starving right now. Be gone from me. Whose children are those? Those aren't even yours. Where did you find that? And she's just looking now a little concerned and just like walks away and starts shaking her cup at another group. And I turned to all the people that I went with. I'm like, hey, how do you guys like that problem solving? They're like, Ryan, you're terrible. Don't say things like that to people.
She couldn't understand anyway. You're fine. Because if I learned one thing, it's not your words, it's how they're perceived. Actual law.
I also remember the first thing that my friend Jillian said when we got off the plane and walked into the airport in Rome. She looks up and she's like, "What's wrong with these signs? The English is on the bottom."
Oh no.
She was sarcastic.
Wasn't that your Wi-Fi friend?
No.
Okay.
Oh god. Oh no. This one just atrocious beast of a woman. I say woman, she was probably in like 10th grade. Just every question that she seems to ask at every briefing for the trip to Italy just pertains to the availability of the Wi-Fi in Italy. Oh, are the hotels gonna have Wi-Fi? Some of them. Maybe just do other stuff, because that's...
Yeah, maybe just do what you're paying to do.
Maybe be in Italy. And she's like, oh, okay. What about in public? Do the coffee shops have, like, public Wi-Fi?
Jeez. That's a good way to spend your trip.
There were people that chose their restaurants specifically because of, like, where the Wi-Fi was.
That's impressive. That's some good stuff.
I just wish
follow
that
me.
Okay. I just wish that I had known until that point that I don't know what Italian food is beyond like pasta and pizza.
Pasta fazool.
Pasta fazool.
Mozzarella.
And so I would order basically exclusively pizza and different lasagna dishes, because they have this strange thing where there's no English in any of the menus there, and not even pictures, so you just have to guess which things are pasta.
Exactly. No, I really lucked out at some pizza places like that, where like I just try to guess what like pepperoni was.
It's pepper.
No.
Oh, you mean like what?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
no, that's what I meant.
Gotcha.
I meant that I looked at the menu, saw a familiar word, and then thought, what must that mean in this language? No.
Well, no, I mean, that wouldn't even be stupid, because pepperoni is Italian for pepper. Like, that, it's not the thing that it is here, where it's like sliced up sausages, so... It's a feasible mistake for someone to go to Italy and be like, oh, that cool, pepperoni pizza, and then be like, yo, what's all this green and red on?
That's what I'm saying, is that I looked at the menu and tried to figure out what I could order that would end up with a pepperoni pizza.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
Was that also during the period of your life where you were allergic to like 80% of foods?
That was.
Oh my god.
That was a fun time.
I don't think we've ever addressed that.
I don't think I even know how to begin to address that.
So, once upon a time, Joey was able to eat food. And then he met me, and shortly after developed horribly debilitating allergies to every single food group, and was only able to eat about 3 different things. So that persisted for a while, where it was just real tricky whenever we were trying to get dinner. And then after I left for a week or 2 and came back, he had suddenly been exorcised of all of the allergy demons.
I want to make it clear, that's not like 3 weeks or anything. That's like over a year.
Oh, it was, yeah.
The way you tell that makes it sound like, oh yeah, we met, you left for like a month and then came back and I was better. But like this was over a year.
Yeah, like whole part of the dynamic of us knowing each other was like me knowing how unfortunate your eating abilities were.
Yeah.
I remember there was the one time, And if this story is too traumatic, feel free to cut me off. But I think you said your parents took you to like a birthday dinner at a nice restaurant, but they didn't have any food that you could eat, so you had like a plate of sauces while they ate, and then you guys left.
Yeah. That was a good time, where I think it was a Mexican place, and I asked for a soy-free menu because I couldn't eat soy. And the two things that I could eat were like one dessert food that had strawberries, but I couldn't eat strawberries, and one thing of salsa, but I couldn't have the chips. I could just have the salsa.
So, did you get the dessert 86, the strawberries sub in salsa? No,
I just didn't have anything. I'm not risking that.
Believe it or not, that doesn't sound so bad to me.
My dad just refused to believe, despite my having been to an allergist and having the information from an allergist.
What do they know?
Yeah, exactly.
Voodoo men.
Yeah, so he would just bring home food and he'd be like, "Alright, so have this." And I'm like, "I can't, I'm allergic." He's like, "No, you're not. You'll be fine. Just have it."
Quit being a bitch, Joey. You're not allergic.
Exactly.
It's all in your head.
It was some good times.
I love your dad.
Okay.
Like, not necessarily. I mean, as I guess, as a cartoon, I would say. Like,
Yeah.
the idea of your dad just being a real person is sometimes hysterical.
That's true.
Alright, I'm gonna look at my knees while I throw out this bonus package.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna suspend him while it's going off. And that's going pretty well.
That's mine. You're good.
There's an extra bonus package in my bonus package.
You got your bonus package in my bonus package.
You got your bonus package in my bonus package.
Reese's, if you want to sponsor us.
Reese's from like 40 years ago, if you want to sponsor us.
Back before they sold out.
I like their first album the best.
I miss their old Reese's.
Oh, I haven't told you in a long time, and I've never told on here, the story of my cousin's grandfather, who, like, no direct relation to me, and his affiliation with the Ritz Corporation.
Okay.
So this was, I think, the last Thanksgiving before old Pop Wayne passed, where he was sitting at the table and we were all enjoying some Ritz, and then he gets suddenly gloomy.
Was that all you had to eat at that?
I forgot to. I'm so bad with the order of things. The year was 1867, and we were in England, and so Tiny Tim had just passed us the Ritz crackers. This was in the pre-feast. Like, we're doing the appetizer, just cheese and crackers beforehand. And he was saying that, like, I think they changed the formula on these Ritz, or I think he at least started with, Ritz aren't the way they used to be, and I was like, oh. That's an interesting complaint, and you're old, so I think there might be a gold mine coming up. And I was like, you know what? Tell me more, Pop Wayne. Why? What's different about Reese's or about Ritz crackers? And he said that in the old days,
there are two class mods over here that are Siren. You might want to check them out.
Oh, I looked at both of them and then figured out that they weren't for Siren, but I was wrong. Thank you.
Yep.
None of them apply to me though.
Okay.
And so in the golden age of Ritz, when you got a sleeve of crackers, the ones on the end were broken. You have just one at each end, and they're the buffer crackers. It's fair game that those will not be intact because they soak up the damage that would be accrued by the other crackers. But somewhere along the line, Ritz lost their integrity. And so now, when you get a sleeve of Ritz, there are like 4 or 5 crackers on each end that are broken, and that's just unacceptable. That's like a third of the crackers. And so I was like, you think they changed the formula? And he was like, I think they changed the formula. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm just going to poke the shit out of this bear because he's getting more and more irritated, and I want to see where this goes. So, do you need anything? You good?
What?
Do we need anything, or?
I'm trying to figure out what we do here.
Iridium somewhere.
Oh, there it is. Revive. Okay.
Oh, cool.
It was just find the Firehawk and like. Okay.
Gotcha. And so after a couple minutes of baiting him into being more and more upset with the Ritz company,
He had a stroke. And just died right on the spot.
I told him very facetiously, I want to make that clear. Like, I did not sound serious when I said that. I was like, you know what, Pop Wayne? I think you should write them a letter. And he pounds his fist on the table and he yells, I did write them a letter and they never got back to me. You know, some guys get older, they start to watch golf. Pop-Up Wayne just decided to really aggressively campaign for stronger Ritz crackers.
They were made of tougher stuff back in the day, just like the rest of us.
The greatest generation of Ritz crackers.
Exactly. I'd like to apologize for all the background noise during this episode.
Yeah. It's, I promise it's more frustrating to us than it is to you.
Yeah, no, for real. For real. It has gone noticed, and if there were anything I could do to have prevented it, believe me, that would have been a thing.
We should just board that door up next time. Not on the air, because I feel like the hammer and nails would be noticeably worse than the creaking. Maybe I should fix the door.
Probably. Oh, right, I have that now. My critical kills will erupt in electric bursts.
Who fucking made this character? You could pick your perks just at random and just be more damaging than, like, any Axton character. No, any Zero character.
Yes.
Just Zero with every single perk couldn't stand up to, like, a level 17 gauge.
On my hamper?
You heard it here first.
I wasn't sure if we were just doing, like, room noise for that one, or... let's make Lee a star.
We should probably record some room noise. That's probably a really smart idea.
Maybe include MIDI files of our songs from our old band wherever there are interruptions, just to sort of break up the noise.
I'm not writing MIDI files, man.
Alright. Well, while you're reviving me, I think I have to open that door one last time so we don't have to hear fucking Max scratching at it.
Okay.
So
I really hope that that's all that came up was blood all over your collar.
yeah, I don't want to give away too much because I don't want the mystery to be lost on our listeners.
I have
But
no idea what's going on.
All that I know is that my younger brother is about to go to work, but there is an issue with blood on the collar of his polo shirt.
He is Fight Club right now.
What is happening in this house right now? Like, I feel like
There are
we're the
two-
ones missing out.
Yeah.
Yo, Joe, you need this gun? Nope, you do not.
I wish I knew what was going on. I wish we had planned this.
At first it was just really annoying and frustrating, but now I'm genuinely confused and fascinated by what's happening outside of that door.
We could have made a serious statement about the state of video game commentary or something. I don't know, some pretentious film shit. But we could have done something where we made background gags in all of our audio, and nothing would have been as funny as any.
I think Joe's excuse was, well, I don't know where the blood came from. Oh, okay, Joe, you know what? I think they'll let it slide.
Well, as long as you don't know where it came from.
It could be my blood, it could be an animal's blood.
And I'm just picturing him telling that to his boss, and then looking the boss dead in the eye just for a second, and then just saying, if you keep this up, it's probably going to be your blood. Just, that is perfect.
Nice. Where it's like, Joe, why is there blood on your collar? And he just goes, ha, you should see the other guy. Oh, that's our time.
Let's finish this mission.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Also, not a closing remark, but we're getting toward that point, a wrap-up remark.
A little bit of denouement remark.
Yeah, exactly. Just always be sure to threaten your boss. Just make your boss realize that you have the power to end their life at any point. Because if they don't, they're never going to respect you.
Even if you don't have such power, like, if you can just sell them on it, convince them, like, it doesn't matter if it's true.
Exactly.
I'm gonna heal you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Also, you got him. If you
Rob a gun store.
Rob a gun store at headlight point.
Yes.
Wait, did you see the thing where it's like the glass case on the street with the millions of dollars in it or whatever, and people try, like, my first thought, and I can't believe no one's done this, just run it over with your car. Like, yeah, you're gonna have vehicular damage, but you also now have $3 million.
Yeah, seriously, like, that's...
You see all the pictures of people, like, kicking it and stuff.
Yeah, like, why would they even waste their time with that?
Like, maybe, hey, they say that this glass is bulletproof, but they don't mention that it's flying kick-proof. Let me try my luck. You're looking a little frail there, Joey.
Yeah, no, for real.
Maybe lay low for a while. Get those shields back up.
I did take, like, a big decrease on shield strength a while back, so, like... but that was because I wanted a shock shield. Yeah, see?
He just, like, one uppercut. Just annihilated my steez.
Yep. Now, isn't it interesting that you can revive Lilith at the beginning of this fight, but she never revives you? This seems like a one-sided kind of deal. I don't know if I support that. I think Lilith might be the bad guy here.
I think she should be more egalitarian in her approach.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, imagine living in a world where anyone can heal anyone else just by taking a couple seconds out of their day.
Exactly.
Like, there's no supplies needed or anything. Like, a lot of stuff would be more convenient. Healthcare industry, not so much, but for the most part, like, fuck that anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I have a theory about this, and I don't want to get too in-depth with, like, you know, my theories. But I think it's because we're all not really people. Like, no, for real.
I'm with you so far.
For real, because think about every time you die, you're digitally reconstructed. And it even says, like,
oh, you
hey,
meant in the game.
Yeah, hey, don't think too much about you just being a digital reconstruction of who you are. So maybe it's just that. It's just it's reconstructing you in such a way. This won't stack anarchy well enough. You can have that if you want.
It's blue?
Yeah. But maybe it's just reconstructing your data and not your anything else. Maybe that's why medical procedures aren't necessary.
I'm still thinking about how at first I thought you were just getting all Rene Decartes with it. Like, you know, maybe none of us humans actually exist anyway, so it's like, what's even the thing, you know? Like, I thought that's what you were going for.
No, I would never put Descartes before the horse.
For real though, fuck Descartes.
I never even had a chance.
Ooh, just got a bad but not useless class mod.
That's nice. I wonder what I got.
Well, I have 12 tokens again.
Gun damage plus 20, accuracy minus 18, as opposed to my electrocute everything's better, so not doing that. Okay, now we're over here.
Alright. 9 tokens left.
Wonder how many tokens I have.
Probably like 13 at least. 11.
11, okay. That's not bad.
Damn it. Did gun damage instead of... I couldn't
Always
do
do
that
gun
important.
damage.
I don't know, I just don't see that as like an important aspect of successfully killing things.
Take a lot of little hits. Alright, so we just
Gotta pace yourself.
Yeah, so we just turned in the mission. So I think this is a great place to end it. Tune in next time for us, I guess, will be saving Roland.
Oh,
Oh no, we won't. We'll be in the dust first.
Cool.
Yeah, that's worse. But once we get to level 15, we're going to do some Halloween spooks. So, won't that be fun? Alright, we will catch you next time. Any closing remarks? Like, subscribe,
Just this.
obey.
Here's one for the road.
Oh right, I forgot we were trying to do that.
Woo! Bonus package.
Alright.
Maybe I was wrong. I think this can be as useful for blowing myself up as the skyrocket
Yep.
in certain scenarios.
I think so. Alright, bye folks.